We're here at Defense Talks with Katherine Martin, Chief AI Engineer at Booz Allen Hamilton. Katherine, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me here. Really excited to chat with you today.
So I'd like to start by asking, as the U.S. military anticipates a potential conflict with great power adversaries like China and Russia, what do you see as the biggest needs in the IT, tech, innovation, and cyber spaces?
Yeah, I think there's a large variety of emerging technology that each play a critical role in our nation's defense capabilities. One that's particularly important to me is the integration of artificial intelligence into the battlefield. From my perspective, operationalizing AI involves novel technologies from a variety of fields and disciplines, like computer vision, hardware engineering, and software engineering. And all of these pieces need to come together in order to create decision dominance for a warfighter. So it's really, really important to integrate these novel emerging technologies at high frequency and speed into our military applications. For example, it's great if you have an aided target recognition model that is the best in the world, but if it can't be deployed on a low SWaP form factor that the warfighters are actually using out in the battlefield, then its utility is diminished for our warfighters. So I work every day to develop, optimize, and compress AI/ML algorithms to be deployed on these low SWaP form factors. And we do this through our development process, but also through our internal partnerships and our external partnerships with companies like Latent AI. Additionally, one of the things that's been really disruptive to the AI ability to be deployed at the edge is the advancements in hardware form factors. We can now deploy much smaller, soldier-worn form factors at the tactical edge, and that allows us to then put these AI/ML algorithms onto those form factors and deploy them into the battlefield today. As a whole, I think it's really important that we secure these systems, right? So it's not just about the security of the AI model, but it's also about the security of the data, the hardware, the software, and all the sensors that it's integrating with. That's why I'm really excited to work for Booz Allen, because as the world leader in cybersecurity and as a premier digital integrator for the Department of Defense, collectively we have this unique expertise where we can find, develop, integrate, and secure all of these novel technologies across the DoD and the industrial base in order to provide overmatch capabilities to the warfighter more quickly.
Well, that leads me to my next question, and that is, how can the DoD do a better job of recruiting the kind of innovative talent that they need for these technologies you were talking about to really propel the U.S. military forward as a more modern and digital entity?
Yeah, that's a super important question. Ensuring that the Department of Defense has access to the best and brightest talent is critical to ensuring our nation's defense capabilities. And it's becoming increasingly more difficult. One of the reasons I love working for the DoD is its mission. The U.S. military affords me the opportunity to work on some of the most challenging, complex, difficult, and exciting problems in the world today. As an AI/ML engineer, I get to develop algorithms that historically have only ever been deployed on the cloud. Most AI/ML engineers, they develop algorithms that deploy on the cloud or on-prem. But how many of them can design an algorithm that runs on a small form factor like a cell phone, completely disconnected from the cloud, in GPS-denied environments, all while still maintaining that performance that's expected from that cloud unconstrained environment? That's why I'm excited to come to work every day, because I get to work on these problems every day alongside my peers. And I think that's the other really critical piece to this, is that it's collaboration. In order for the DoD to be successful, we need a tight collaboration across industry partners, across uniformed warfighters, government civilians, and academia. Together, we can solve these super complex problems. When I'm developing and designing an algorithm, I'm never doing it in a vacuum. I'm always working alongside my government clients, as well as academics and other partnerships. And then, most importantly, I'm vetting these designs and the development with these uniformed warfighters. And I think that's critical, because their feedback really drives adoption of these novel capabilities in the future. And I think Booz Allen does a really great job of bringing in collaboration. So we have a couple different programs that we're working on. One really exciting one is our Summer Games program, where we bring in the best and brightest talent from academia as interns, and we allow them to tackle and engage with some of these really complex problems facing the warfighters today, but also in the future. We also have our corporate venture capital fund, and that allows us to accelerate emerging novel technologies into the battlefield that provides those overmatched capabilities to our warfighters more quickly.
Well, you certainly make a great case for why it makes sense for a lot of people to take a second look at taking their talent to the Department of Defense. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, absolutely. As somebody who historically doesn't have classical training in the DoD and kind of military applications, coming from a psychology background, I've really enjoyed being able to utilize my talents and tackle these really difficult problems for the DoD.
Well, Katherine Martin, thank you so much for joining us here at Defense Talks.
Thank you. I appreciate it.